All right. So sorry I didn't stream yesterday. First off, yeah, sorry about that. I was mainly working on a lot of OAuth stuff, so I was dealing with API keys and things like that. And I didn't really feel comfortable putting that on the stream, and I don't necessarily know how to block it out live. May not even be able to do that. So, yeah, I decided not to stream yesterday. But I have most of the stuff working for the app, but I'm gonna probably hold off on streaming a lot of the back-end work, just until I actually get the tweet scheduling working, because right now it's not really working, and I don't necessarily 100% know how to get it working yet. All I really have is authentication working, which was a huge headache. A lot easier with Firebase, but I'm trying to move away from Firebase because it costs so much. And yeah, so I'm gonna hold off on streaming the back-end work until I don't really have to deal with primary keys as much. So hope you all understand that. But yeah, let's get started then. So today, we're actually going to be working on the landing page, because most of the stuff is working within the app in terms of the structure. Obviously, there's a few things I want to add, but I need to do a lot of back-end work first before I get too ahead of myself with all the front-end work for that. So I'm going to be primarily focusing on the back-end work for AirKraken, the app itself, I mean. But for now, we can build out the landing page, because that is something we definitely need to get up and running. So let's get started. I already added a lot of the boilerplate code here. So let's build homepage. And I actually made a whole new repository for this. So usually I want to do this in HTML / maybe a little bit of JavaScript here and there, and some CSS obviously. But I want it to be more. I want the UI to be pretty uniform, and so that's why I'm just going to continue using Chakra with React, because I don't think there's a way to use it with HTML. I believe it's just a React framework. Yeah, I think so. So that's what I'm going to do. May take us a tad bit more time, but I think it'll look really nice when it comes to being uniform. So npm start. I was also working on this app using WebStorm yesterday. Trying out WebStorm, see how it compares to VS Code. And VS Code, it definitely has some things that I want it to be fixed. Like, for example, a lot of the code completion doesn't always work for VS Code. Auto imports don't always work for VS Code. They work pretty seamlessly for WebStorm, as well as code completion. Like, one example of code completion that I really like with WebStorm is, say, if you want to update a given tag or a given component in React's case, like you go, instead of a switch here, what if you want, like, I don't know, let's just call it tag. You call it that, it would automatically update this closing tag, which is really nice because I hate having to go back and forth, keep doing that in VS Code. But there is a reason I'm using VS Code now, and I think it's part in reason how lightweight VS Code is, because VS Code it doesn't take nearly as much processing power as WebStorm. So that's why I'm gonna be continuing with VS Code in the meantime. Maybe I'll use it here, or maybe I'll use WebStorm here and there. But for right now, I'm pretty happy with VS Code. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so let's just return a fragment. Did not install all the stuff I need to install. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that I wanted to grab some of the Chakra templates. Like the nav bar I wanted to grab, as well as probably the pricing section. So we grab the nav bar here. Probably just gonna do this. Looks simple enough. Let's do this one actually. And let's make a nav bar. Nav bar is just lowercase one word, I guess. All this written TypeScript though. Am I the only person who's using JavaScript? I can't be, right? What's going on with this disclosure thing? Called function with action. Okay. Neither. What's this? Oh, I think this is what they just want me to import React. Should fix it, right? Oh, do they want with action to be uppercase? Okay. It's kind of a weird error. Where is let's just call this like our nav bar. Okay. Good there. And so I have a section for main content. Don't need that. Let's add this to our home page. And I guess we can add it within the fragment. So let's add our nav bar. Should be lowercase. Let me update that. Did I make it uppercase? I did. Let's add it there. Okay. And now let's npm start it. What? Need to install React router, not just the DOM. Okay, let's see how this goes. I hate how it does that. Why does it open a separate tab? Why can't it recognize that there's already a tab open with it? Okay, so switch is not exported. Oh, this was the same issue I ran into last time with the version 6 nonsense. Oh, migration guide. So am I getting distracted? Maybe. Are they really doing a whole rebrand with React Router? Reach Router? Reach Router is a separate router. But why would this be under React Router then? Okay. Okay, does it somehow recognize that, like, do I need to put in my props as well? Or, like, do I need to put in a path for each of my components? Or does it just automatically somehow recognize that? Okay, so let's see if this works, and if not, then let's just downgrade. Let's give this a shot. So we have our routes from DOM. So remove this guy, remove that, remove that, remove that, and let's see, maybe that worked, I don't know, because now it's asking about Chakra icons, which we can just install. I hope this new React router is more succinct, because if it's not, it's like, why do you have to make these breaking changes? Oh, I need to add my path, I think, right? Let's give it a shot. I don't think it likes that. Oh, is it? I don't even know if it's angry at my routes right now. Let's just get rid. I guess we need the routes, but let's get rid of them for now. And we'll see, just to make sure everything's okay. Okay, some sort of weird Chakra UI issue. All right. I mean, everything looks fine here. Not seeing any reason why this would cause an issue. Oh, maybe because I removed the color mode value here. Let me re-add that just to be sure. I know they use TypeScript a lot, so let's make sure that there's no TypeScript. Yeah, it looks fine. Still the same errors. Let's just make sure that it wasn't some sort of cached thing. Open internal. Files process with that. I've never seen this error before. Okay. Let me make sure I had everything set up properly with Chakra UI. Looks good. I also had a downgrade Chakra UI, I think. Did less than. So let's see if that works. And we had to I'm not sure if you all remember, we had to downgrade Chakra UI because there's some weird bug that they're tracking right now regarding dark mode and light mode, not really following the configurations. So let's see if that helped anything. Still nothing. What's a different error? Huh. Let's see. I want to say this is a TypeScript issue. I really want to say that, but this looks like valid JavaScript to me. React. Did I even check? Let's just make sure that, okay, let's just remove this for now. Maybe not that. Maybe we'll just remove it here. I just want to isolate the issue. let's do that. Let's move this to trash. Make sure everything's good. Okay. Good, good, good. If this doesn't work, then it's got to be like some sort of breaking change in one of the, yeah. I mean, maybe what we do is we get rid of node modules first. npm install. Because there looked like there was some issue with node modules. Like, that the issue was coming within node modules. So it must be some sort of breaking change, either in Chakra UI or something like that. So right now, I don't know why this takes so long. Yeah, let me go. 1 second. Let me. Okay, I just grabbed all of my dependencies from my Aircracken app because it looks like just Chakra UI is just bleeping the bed right now. Did I run npm install? I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did not, actually. Yeah, it's taking a while. But it looks specific to Chakra UI. So I'm just hoping that it's just a breaking change that they made. So we can move on here. This is weird. This is really weird. Okay. Let's just see. Okay, other people are having the same issue. Replace your browsers list with that. It's a pretty serious issue. You don't necessarily want to. Like, who's checking in these broken changes? Ideally, you want to test these frameworks with your app before you commit them, right? With the default configurations. Okay, that actually didn't work. npm install again. Maybe I just need to clean all this out. Move that to trash. Let's move this to the trash. And let's try to install again, just a fresh install. Oh, it's a Facebook problem. No, it's not a Facebook problem. It's almost definitely a Chakra UI problem. Okay, let's see if that fixed it. So I need to delete the cache file. I don't think I have a cache file here. Might be hidden. If this doesn't work, then I'll be removing that from command line. Okay, now it works. So, cool. Now that we're done with that, let's make our navbar again. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, now it doesn't recognize React. This is part of the reason why I'm kind of frustrated with VS Code. It just doesn't do the things that you want it to do a lot of the time. But I don't know if WebStorm is really that much of a better alternative. So that's like the issue right now. All right. Now this ideally will work, right? And we needed to make this, where is it? A navbar there. And yeah, we don't need that. And we wanted to import navbar here. Navbar. Okay, and we wanted to add the router there as well. And according to the examples that I saw, this should be sufficient to route, which would, yeah, I don't think so. Let's see what this is all about, because this is a little bit too much. Okay, so let's just grab the browser router and add our route. I guess the only thing we needed to remove was our switch statement. Oh, need to close this. Thought I just imported this, maybe not. See, this guy, his code doesn't even compile. This is the problem with, oh my gosh. Oh. I don't have the latest version of React Router because remember I updated the dependencies. So let's install that. And ideally, should upgrade it. I think I need to have at latest. React Router DOM. Let me just 602. Okay. 602. Now let's run npm install, and then it should work perfectly. I think I need to. I don't know why things are running so slow right now, but they are. Okay. Now we're good. I don't think that was the way to do it. Don't know why they're even suggesting that. In the documentation. Maybe I misunderstood it. Exact to that. Hopefully that works. Can start. Oh, so I guess they are trying to nest different paths so you don't have to repeat it. Like usually you'd have to write each route completely out, but I guess this one now you can, instead of doing /users somewhere, you can just define slash, and then you can just define users, and then within that you can define just like ID or something. Need to look more into it. Okay, Chakra provider is not a route component. Maybe you just need to remove that out there. Man, this is taking forever to get just anything working. This is why I usually just do want to do HTML and CSS, a little JavaScript, set up main JavaScript, JSX. Okay, so you just put Chakra UI or Chakra provider all the way outside. Does that work? Homepage is not a route component. So I have to have my element like this. That's what they're suggesting. That looks like it works. At long last. Now we have to figure out why we're not seeing anything. Gotta love React. Okay, so it's not rendering. It's not rendering either. We go to our app. No routes match location. Come on, man. This is ridiculous. Oh. I did 2 instead of path. I'm so dumb. But still, even if we did do CSS, it's still, like, HTML and CSS would still have it show up at least a little bit. Maybe not ideally if I had some small configuration wrong. But whatever, we're good now. So let's remove this profile avatar. I think that, yeah, we don't need this menu option at all. I think the most we need right there is a sign up. We want people to sign up. And then we also want to give them the option to log in. I don't think we need icons here. But we want this color scheme to be, I think, ghost, right? So login is right there. This is doing space between, right? Yeah. So just put both these buttons in the same flex. It should fix it. Yep. So now let's check out the styling of buttons. I guess we can make it a link. That might be better. So it's, I don't like our nav bar color here. So let's remove that. Looking pretty bad. Looks better, but now I thought the link normally just changed color. So that's for nav link, which is fine. Oh. I applied it to the wrong one. Okay, cool. Yeah, that works. I don't know if I want that small though, right? You probably want it big. Yeah, that way it's very eye-catching. Remove the exclamation point. All right, so all we really want here in terms of the nav links is, so maybe just about and pricing. I think that's all we really need. Don't need to overcomplicate it. Yep. Okay. So we have our links. We want to traverse through our links here. So we have a nav link, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And probably want our path. And let's make these objects. Let's not like a label. And also our path. So pricing would lead us to pricing. Looks good. And then about will lead us to about. Okay, looks good. It's probably freaking out the UI. So keys, our link. Or object.label. Or obj, I guess. I'm not sure. I think object might be a reserved word. So we have our label as the key. Same thing here. And then we want to pass in a path, which will be our obj dot path. Okay, that looks good, and probably want to update this to be a React router link. Let's make it a React router nav link. And I think all we need to do is let me make sure that imported properly. I don't think that imported. I have to import this manually. Yeah. Maybe just rename this navbar link. Where's our navbar link? Bar. Bar. So that works. And what we want to do here is link it to our path. And we want this to be our label. This nav link. Oh, we can just keep the children, actually. Okay, this should be good. I think I broke it. I broke it. What did I do? Okay, so 2 is undefined. It's funny, I thought it just said that. Yeah. Looks like it's fine. Path. Oh, I think one of these actually, yeah. So let's update that. Just update the whole thing. OBJ. Okay. Working properly. So these are just going to redirect to our other repository. And right now, let's get our pricing section working. I think this looks good enough. Something like this. All right. Let's just add our pricing path. So let's add a pricing page. And then I guess a pricing cards. And we can just throw that in there. Pricing cards. Remove all the TypeScript stuff. Okay, no more errors, good. Okay, importing React, export default function, pricing page, and then let's return a fragment with our pricing cards. Oops. Yeah, we want our pricing cards like that. And let's update the route. Pricing to be our pricing page. Okay, that should work. All right. So we want to keep our nav bar. So let's add our nav bar. I go to pricing, looks good. Probably update. We'll update all this stuff later. That's not something we need to worry about right now. Okay. So let me get that logo as a link, actually. It's a very common thing I do. So let's make sure this is a link. And link it. And we want this link to go to, let's make it a nav link actually. Just to make sure. Don't reload the whole page. So we want this to go just to our home page. Cool. Let's just set up our about route. I may not even actually need an about. Actually, probably will. But we can set this up to just be a blank page, more or less. Export default function about page. And let's return, I don't know, let's just write some text. About page. Yay. Let's make it about page. Okay, now all of this stuff should be working. Just need to add the nav bar to our about page and we'll be good to go. To get started on making a high converting landing page. Let's go to the about, sorry, we just need to add a nav bar. Okay. So we have all that good stuff working. And I'm gonna have no shame in just adding all these templates because we have them. Why would we spend more time doing things that we don't really need to do? I'm going to want to build a blog section because I think that's a lot of the mistakes I've been making have been around visibility. I think this is how how it works for a lot of indie founders. It's the visibility that will really kill you. If you don't have visibility, no one's going to look for it, no one's going to find it. So to get visibility, write blog posts, reach out to customers in real life, things like that. Have an active social media presence, you know, all things I'm trying to work on. I'm still learning for sure, but it takes time, right? Which one should we just use? A pretty simple one. I think maybe this guy looks pretty good. And let's just take that. And we will adjust these according to our needs. So let's, what the heck is this? I have no idea. Oh, this whole thing is just from TypeScript. So it's good. We got our footer. And we should pretty much just add it to every page. So, over with the other React router, I could just kind of throw it in here, but I'm pretty sure it just complained about having something in there that I wasn't supposed to have. Yeah, now it's crashing, so I have to put it, it's kind of annoying, I have to put it all in each component, unless I throw it into the index section. Where's my index? Like right there. And maybe I just add my nav bar there while we're at it. I don't think that'll have any harm. Let's just remove it from all of our components. All of our pages, I mean. Okay. Wait, come on. Okay, let's see how that went. Terribly. Okay, so I think I just need to keep the navbar in here, at least with this new React router version. Let's see how that went. Pretty sure it shouldn't impact footer. It looks like it is, because it looks like it's crashing. Yeah, does it? Oh, sorry, I didn't remove my navbar. Let's remove that. Let's see. Okay, cool. Now the styling's all off. Oh my gosh. So annoying. Okay, I'm just gonna add it to every page until I have a better idea on how to make sure the styling's right. Let's make sure, yep, see now it works. Okay, so that should be for all the pages. Yep, yep. Okay, we have all of that working now. Guess I can add my social media stuff here later. I want to go to footer. Yeah, not worth it now. Do that later. So now we want to update our homepage to have a bunch of good stuff. Like, let's see if we have any other templates here. Like we don't need to do anything too crazy, to be honest. We should use this stuff to our advantage for sure. It's out there. People make it for people like us to use it. Like, we can pretty much use all of this, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this stuff is really helpful, right? We don't really need to do anything that we don't need to do. Okay, so let's go to hero. I like this one. I see it a lot of places actually, but I think it's actually really good in the way that it has that text there, the like cursive writing. I really like that because it draws your attention, because it's like totally out there and it draws your attention to this button, right? So I guess in our case we're going to charge $19 a month. Okay, so let's add our hero. Let's see how it looks. So we can't resolve some stuff. This is Next.js. We'll look up what this package is, because I don't really want to have overlapping frameworks. Yeah, it is Next.js. Let's see if we can make this on our own. think it's just, we actually don't need it. I think all that was doing was either updating some SEO stuff, but it looked more like it was just updating a font, which I'm fine with the Chakra UI font. Yeah, it's totally fine. Oh wait, but then we need this cursive font here. So let's look it up. I'm not sure how to make that cursive. I think that's what that next JS stuff had. Let's see. So let's see how we can import Google Fonts. React. I haven't had to do that in a while. Okay. That's all we gotta do. Let's just import it. Yeah, let's make a separate CSS file just to make sure this doesn't conflict with any. We don't want it to just import it into like index.css, because I don't know if we want it on all of our pages. Most likely not. So let's grab our font here and import it there. Let's remove this, remove that import, and then we want to just here we can just import our CSS file. I guess we'll just have to do that, yeah. Let's see how that went. Cool, that works. Okay, and for the navbar, I kind of don't like how it matches the footer, so I'm just gonna make it. Wait, did it? Like, oh. Yeah, I don't like how it matches the footer, so let's just make it white. I mean, it's not a big deal. So now that we got that, okay. So this will be something similar to the sign up. We're going to change these colors to all make them teal. We want it to be consistent with our coloring. But for now, like, that's something that we can do later on. But for right now, we are good with these colors. Don't really care about updating that right now, because we can just easily do that, and that's really boring stuff. But what we want to do is add a features list. And again, for anyone who might be hating on this, that I'm just grabbing all this stuff from the templates, I mean, who cares, right? We're just trying to push our product out there, and all the stuff is basically the same wherever you go. It just makes it quicker. But I'm not sure about which one we should use here. I kind of think this one probably might be the best way to go. And just lay out two different plans possibly. Or maybe this one. Yeah, gonna need to add this too. So we're gonna make a blog section either this time or next time. We only have half an hour left-ish. So probably next time. But for now, let's just add one of these features. I don't know, I'm stuck between these two and this one, the grid list, and the 2 columns with image. I kind of think this is more convincing. This looks more modern though. So let's just grab this. Trying to convince people, not show them how modern I am. All right. So let's add a features list, or we'll just call it features section. And let's throw all that in there. Features section. And let's add that to our home page. Features section. Oh, gotta close it. And let's see how that looks. Yep, looks about right. I might do some sort of comparison here, like comparing most tweet schedulers / tweet growth tools to mine. So yeah, I think I'll probably be doing that just because that'll be, I don't know, that could be really convincing, because when I'm looking at a product, I also want to see like how is it comparing to another product, right? Instead of having to go back and forth. I know not all the time if you see those they won't be accurate, but it's more about, it's not always about, like, not everyone wants to just go to a bunch of different websites, and myself included. I'll believe what people say just because not all the time obviously, but I'll believe what they say when it's convincing enough, if that makes sense. If I feel like their mission is very good and they have good intentions, and you have a good I generally have a good gut feel about that, then I usually trust what they will say on their webpage. But obviously I do some digging regardless, but it just keeps them in the back of your mind a little bit more. So now that we have this, I'm probably gonna want to make this bigger. This looks a little small. All this stuff looks a little small. And I'm gonna want this to be like a sign up or something. And okay, so let's see what else we can utilize from the template section. You want to utilize everything you can, so yeah. Kind of want to just grab this just because, I mean, you need a 404 page generally. Guess we just call it 404 page. Or just 404.js, I think. Not found. just route anything that doesn't exist to that not found. I guess we want this to be not found page, right? Needs to be that. And let's go to app, page, remove the import, and let's make sure that works. Would be nice if we could get that working. So don't need a gradient. Let's just give it a color scheme like that. Don't need a gradient here. Some people just like to overdo it like crazy. Color scheme teal. Did I do something weird here? My block, color scheme teal, color. Okay, that worked. But let's make this a link to our home page. Yeah, I want that. And do this. Oh wait, we actually want our Chakra UI link. Sorry. Link from Chakra UI. I think you have to do as. And then we're going to make it a React router link. There's a link here. Yeah. Let's see what the link is. So as that link and then go to that, like we thought, make the color scheme teal. See how that looks? That will get you. Let's see if we can just do it like that. And hopefully that'll work. Like we won't have to. Okay. So that's good. Let's try to style this a little bit better. I mean, maybe we can just, I remember I had to do this yesterday actually. The no decoration doesn't work. Let me just try one more time just to be sure. Decoration, text decoration. When you set it to none, let's see if that works. I don't think it works, but let's just check. Yeah, it doesn't work. So I have to do it here. None like that, and then it works. Yeah. And then what we can do here now is add our button and close the button. Oops. And then we want the color scheme to be teal. And that should be it. This is what I mean with VS Code. I don't understand why it's so hard to just import. Perfect. Oh no. Button's not defined. Looks good to me. Cool. Okay, that looks good. And so what do we have so far? We have this, and we should put a testimonials section. Testimonials will be mainly tweets, but let's see if we can get like some sort of skeleton. Testimonials. If we could put this, actually looks really cool. It may not go with, yeah, it may not go with my whole theme, but it looks really cool. You know what? Forget it. I'm just gonna add this because I think it looks really good. Really like that rainbow theme they got going. Section.js. Remove all of this stuff. Actually, just remove the whole interface. Remove all that. Where else is there hiding some? We're gonna obviously need to dynamically get this. I think I'm just gonna replace all that stuff with tweets. And I'm pretty sure there's a way we can easily embed these tweets also. Okay, so we have these backgrounds. Let's look for the quotes. Like, where's that image? Is it an icon? Okay, so testimonial card is what we want to look at. And here is its little quote. Let's look at the preview. Don't know why they even need this. Probably remove that and just replace it with a green one to keep the theme. But I like the background though. So also replace this. So let's add it to our home page. I think testimonials should be right after our hero, right? Ideally. Testimonials section. Okay. Oh yeah, that looks really nice. Just need to update the coloring, like we said. And then we'll make these tweets instead of like all this random crap. And change the color, but right now that's looking pretty good. And then I need probably a call to action here, here, and here at the bottom. Want to make it really easy for people to sign up if they want. But I think that's probably good for the landing page. I'll probably get some inspiration from other people as to what to write in these sections to make it more convincing. But this looks good. All the other stuff is just going to be pretty basic styling. It is a landing page, right? So let's see if this is responsive. It is. Nice. Okay, and also I need to update these colors, and I need to update my logo, and we need to, I'm not even sure we should have an about page. Maybe just skip that and do a blog. Because blogs are going to be pretty crucial to getting traffic. So yeah, let's do that. Let's make a blog section. And replace this about page with blog page. And let's rename that too. Maybe I'll add an about page later, but for now, I think this is better. Need to start writing content pretty much immediately. So let's add our blog page here, remove our about, and let's see how that went. Let's go home. I need to update the navbar link. So what's the unnecessary character? Testimonial. Where do we have issues? Up here. Is there like a quick fix maybe? Yeah, let's see if we can do a quick replace. Sorry, wrong one. This is all of them. I think they're all just there. Let's see if we can just replace that. Cool. Okay, that looks good. I wonder if we can just make this. I think there's almost definitely an icon similar to this. Actually, we may not even need an icon here now that I'm thinking about it. Do we really need that? I don't think so. I think that looks perfectly fine. Don't need the heart. No thanks. Okay. Yeah. Maybe we do a smiley face, smile. F-I, smile. Is that a thing? I think it is. So let's import F-I, smile. I thought I imported all React icons, right? Yeah, React icons. So I know X is one, so let's start with that. Fi x. See that they hate that. Oh, that's the issue. We gotta do fi. Yeah. Okay, so there's fi smile, I think, right? So let's add a smile here. What? Where did, I don't have FIX anywhere. What are you talking about? Oh, here's my smile. There it is. Let's do a flex instead. I'm not a huge fan of this box. And let's like justify content center. Perfect. And let's update the height to be, or I think we can do size, right? Size, let's make it large. Maybe that'll fix it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so maybe we do a box. So let's wrap it in a box. How about? Okay, why is this so large? Am I really spending time on this? Let's just update the width to be small, and that should do it. Large. The top needs to get some space. Yeah. Okay, I just want to be done with this. kind of weird. That. You know what? Let's just be done with this. And let's just add an emoji. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. Yes. That should do it. Maybe not. All right, after this, I'm done with it. This is just such a waste of my time. That's completely fine. We're fine with that. All right, so have this whole section, testimonials, blah, blah, blah. Need to update the branding. And we have pricing here. Let me make this smaller. We have pricing here. We have a blog that we want. We need to update the nav bar. So we have blog. And now we need blog page. We can grab the template. I'm pretty sure they had a template for that. Blog article list. Sure. Don't want an interface. Don't want an interface. And oh. So let's remove this guy. You know, we actually should just throw this into its own section. Make a blog list section. And then we add that. Let's not call it that. I don't know, I'm just not a huge fan of TypeScript. I just prefer vanilla JavaScript a little bit more. I guess it's not necessarily vanilla with React, but I just prefer JavaScript. Because then, I know you can do JavaScript front and back, TypeScript front and back end. But for me, I like just full JavaScript just because I feel like there's a lot more support for it online whenever I'm Googling some stuff I need help with. It's almost always JavaScript. It's not very often I find TypeScript. Okay. Okay, So yeah, I don't need this, but would be good if we could just have a bunch of these like articles, maybe just like a featured article or something like that. But I think we ran out of time actually, so I'm gonna need to call it. Unfortunately, thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate it. I will catch you all in the next stream on Monday. All right, see you guys.